Perspectives change everything. When we stop and consider how someone else sees problems or lack of a problem, this new view can change our perception. Many of us would prefer that others just see things our way, but then we lose the opportunity to dig deeper, to dare ourselves and others to open our thoughts to new perspectives. With an introspective approach, it could lead towards excellence, to become our best, make room for believing in what is possible. Relating to change in a new way brings us closer to what we want rather than what is impossible. Hi, I'm Tina Santoro, the author of the Yonan Bo Saga, a fantasy series that blends mythology, world history, and epic storytelling. Today, we'll continue to explore one of the key characters within the world. Join me as I provide a deeper look at Nicora of the Watcher People. I'll reveal insights into his backstory and pivotal life lessons learned while sharing events that happen within the book. But first, let's start with the inspiration for the character. For me, the birth symbol is a crucial way to explore the character while providing a sense of motivation for what drives them. However, that is not the case for anyone from the Watcher people. They don't have the telling stones to provide this information, nor do they tend to observe celestial events. For them, living high up in the mountains, there are only two seasons that truly matter: the life of summer and the death of winter. So for Nicora, it was a bit different to those who live in the great city. His character development came from providing him with a bit of a rough draft. He starts out as someone who can pose a threat for Yonan Bo and his traveling companions. He watches them from a safe distance, climbing up Big Mountain. I needed to decide on the interactions that would take place between the two estranged groups. For that, I looked at the predetermined interpretations of the stones for just the right set of motivations for him. I settled on the fish moon. Individuals have a remarkable ability to get to the core foundation of a situation, emotions, or a problem, and can dig deep at the root of something and see beneath the surface. Although they may have had to endure hardships in their life, they know instinctually what it feels like to thrive. They have an expansive nature that magnetizes the very best Earth can offer. Through adaptability, it is quite easy for them to attract the ways and means in their life to succeed in most endeavors. It's uncanny how resources come together to suit their purposes. Sometimes they take this for granted, but mostly honor the resources at their fingertips. In fact, they can be extremely protective of friendships, family, and provisions of the earth, and the flow of life. Feeling these areas are threatened, they can be viciously in guarding them. Although extremely generous, they can be self focused. Nagora's life before the start of the story. He was deeply rooted in tradition and challenges of the Watcher people who reside in the mountains. Nicora's father, Linner, was the previous leader of the Watcher people, who grew up with his best friends, Thorn and Vern, sharing a bond since they were very small boys. They were seen as the wild bunch when they were little, often causing trouble and teaching each other how to shoot with bows and arrows and fighting with staff, as his father had limited time for teaching him in these lessons. Thorn decided early on that he would become his personal guard when it was Nicora's turn to lead their people. Soon Vern joined in and also trained extensively in weapons with Thorn's younger brother Regan, becoming exceptionally skilled with the bow. Nicora has a strong bond with Chum, who was born a little bit later, and he's short with stunted legs and a larger head. Nicora constantly stands up for Chum, who was later becomes part of Nicora's boys, known for his swimming prowess. It was a prearranged for Nicora to be with Shu, Targnis's daughter, and a union Shu desired greatly. Nicora always expected to be the next leader of the Watcher people after his father. However, tragedy struck about 6 years prior to the start of Book One. His father, Leonard, and his men, including Targnis's husband, Chanum, were killed by a rock slide during a ramjam hunt in the high mountains, a devastating loss for all the Watcher people. Following his father's death, Nicora took on the responsibility of providing for the group, even repairing damages to their tree houses caused by heavy rains. Despite his expectations, the people chose Targnis as their leader, making her the first woman to hold that position amongst the Watcher people. After Targnis' ascension, Nicora chooses to end his relationship with Shu. Nicora is complex and multifaceted character by a deep connection by his community, a sense of inherited leadership and growing frustrations with the current state of affairs. He assumes the responsibility of providing for the group by conducting any needed repairs, hunting, fishing, and collecting herbs and plants. He is recognized as a head warrior. He and his boys train extensively in weapons and fighting. In the secluded mountains where ancient tradition holds sway, meet Nicora, the formidable head warrior of the Watcher people. He was destined to be a leader, trained from boyhood to inherit his father's mantle as chief. But fate and the rise of enigmatic leader Targnis denied him his rightful place, leaving him with a simmering resentment and a deep sense of loss. His world is then shattered in his act of defiant compassion against Targnis' strict orders to merely watch the city dwellers, leading to tragedy. Now, battling grief and growing frustrations, Nicora finds himself caught between his people's dwindling numbers and Targnis' desperate, mysterious quest for new blood. But an ancient prophecy resurfaces from a hidden caves and an unexpected forbidden attraction takes hold. Nicora must decide if he can lead his people through uncharted territory or if their survival depends on a path he never envisioned. What secrets will he uncover in the heart of the mountains? Can he truly defy the will of his people and mysterious leader? Nicora often feels that Targnis has ruined everything and that his role has been reduced to merely stupid plant and herb collection assignment. He frequently disagrees with Targnis' decisions, which appear to him as if he was taking away his possibility to ever lead the Watcher people. Nicora and his boys were initially ordered by Targnis to simply watch the group from the great city as they climbed up the mountain. He was suspicious of their intentions, fearing they might be spies. However, during the unexpected attack on Yonan Bo's group, Nicora disobeys Targnis' orders and remains hidden and rushes in to help. This courageous act, however, leads to devastation. Ordered out on yet to gather the needed ingredients to aid in healing Yonan Bo, misadventure quickly ends the day events. Chum, one of Nicora's boys, is badly bitten by a torlatu, a creature that is like a cross between an alligator and a turtle. He gradually forms a bond with Kino Lo. Initially seeing him as the red-haired one, he comes to understand Kinolo's frustration and finds common ground using him to gain information about the city dwellers. His perspective of them shifts from initial distrust and disdain to more nuanced understanding of recognitions of their own challenges and motivations. Nicora develops a complex attraction to Rain and She. He finds himself captivated by her eyes. Their interactions mark a significant shift for him. In a pivotal moment of the feast, Nicora announces that he will guide Yonan Bo's group through the mountains, promising safe passage with some of his boys. This decision influenced by his developing feelings for Rain and She. Nicora carries a bitter taste of deception, not just from a rival, but from his own leader, Targus, whose secret plan for new blood to save their dwindling population threatens to unravel his people. But as he sets out to guide Yanambo's group through the mountains, what deeper motivation lie beneath his actions? What is pursuing him to push forward, a destiny he never asked for? Even his loyal boys openly question his leadership in defiance of Targus. Will his growing connection with Rain and She complicate a perilous path already fought with danger? As Nicora leads an uneasy band deeper into the unknown, grappling with unseen threats and internal strife, he focused on confronting ancient prophecies, his family's unspoken legacy, and desperate gamble for his people's survival. His journey in Book Two is a relentless test of loyalty, involving leadership and hidden desires of a man burdened by his fate, his only just beginning to understand. Nicora takes on the role of primary guide for Yanambo's group through the western mountain pass, leading his boys Vern, Regum, Rill, and Skoldum. He ensures provisions are safely stored while relying on his hunting skills. Nicora's attraction to Rain and She intensifies through their journey. He actively seeks to spend time with her, particularly at night when they are free from the eyes of others. Cherishing these moments, Rain and She, in turn, develops strong feelings for Nicora, finding him handsome and caring. The group encounters a new people led by a small, pale-skinned man, Cannon. Nicora is immediately suspicious and distrustful of Cannon and his people, noting that the masked faces and superior weaponry. Despite his misgivings, he allows Yonan Bo to lead the interactions between the two groups, the diplomacy needed. He recognizes Yonan Bo's ability to navigate these delicate situations. Throughout Book Two, Nicora's journey is characterized by his steadfast loyalty to his boys, his growing trust and affection for Rain and She, and his evolving understanding of leadership beyond the confines of his traditional upbringing. He remains formidable warrior and a provider, but his internal world is increasingly shaped by his personal loss, deep sense of grievances, and desperate hope for the future of his people. Nicora, the steadfast companion burdened by dangerous knowledge. When Yonan Bo seeks to re-enter his perilous vision dreams, despite his deep concern and the historical tragedies associated with the mixture, Nicora stands by Yonan Bo. Nicora's journey in a seer's past is a testament to unwavering loyalty, practical wisdom, and the quiet strength of a man who supports his friends through the most dangerous of quests. When Yonan Bo proposes taking the seer mixture again, Nicora is immediately and profoundly concerned. He explicitly states, "You don't understand. This is very dangerous. I don't think you should take more." He reveals critical, previously unshared information about the mixture's history, explaining that people have died from the mixture and that the ability had to be already within the person for it to work, merely helping with the discovery of the dreams. Nicora warns of a limit to how much a person can take without losing themselves to the dreams and dying within. He stresses that Targus is the only one skilled enough in these ways to ensure a safe administration. He questions Yonan Bo's decision to re-enter the dream, referring to Targus's past warnings against trying to make something in the future happen. His warnings heavily influenced by Yonan Bo's own contemplation of the danger. Yonan Bo assigns Nicora to create a rotation schedule for monitoring him during his extended vision dream, noting that Nicora has a real talent for reworking rosters, as he was groomed to lead and therefore is very knowledgeable and skilled in these types of tasks. This plan ensures continuous care and recording of Yonan Bo's visions. In essence, Nicora serves as a ground force for Yonan Bo, representing the practical wisdom and protective instincts of his community. He characterized highlighting the tension between seeking dangerous information and knowledge and ensuring the safety and well-being of an individual, embodying loyalty even when disagreeing with his friend's perilous path. Here, I'll take a moment to look at his relationships with other key characters and reveal some hidden details. Targus. Nicora's struggle with Targus is characterized by a deep-seated resentment, an ongoing power struggle, rooted in past events and conflicting visions for their people's future. Nicora was groomed to lead the Watcher people, but community chose Targus, a healer, as their leader instead. This was a significant blow to Nicora, leaving him with a sense of injustice and fueling his resentment. He perceives that Targus and her girls have since taken over absolutely everything and almost everyone in the camp, even swaying people who were once on his side. He fears that Targus's actions are a deliberate attempt to prevent him from leading and ensuring that Shu would lead their people once Targus passes away. He expresses extreme frustration with being sent out on stupid plant and herb collection assignment missions, feeling that whatever Her Highness wants, she gets. His reaction to her demands are often harsh. A central point of conflict is Targus's desperate desire for new blood. Targus initiates a plan involving Nicora going down to plead with the great city to allow some of their people to join them, which Nicora rejected as a very bad idea, due to his distrust of the city dwellers and fear for his people's safety. Despite his animosity, Nicora sometimes outwardly complies with Targus's demands, especially when it benefits his people. Nicora acknowledges Targus's skills as a healer and her ability to tell stories of their gods. Targus, despite the conflict, sometimes relies on Nicora's superior knowledge of the mountain and his hunting skills and his gathering skills. She even once confided that she was tempted to just let Nicora take over as leader. While there are a thin veneer of necessities and recognition of shared tribal survival goals, their relationship is fundamentally adversely marked by constant tension and power struggle. Shu. Nicora's relationship with Shu is complex, marked by a significant shift from their past intentions of partnership to a current state of disdain and animosity. At one point, Nicora was all set to make her his woman. This past relationship ended abruptly after an unexpected accident and the loss of his father. Nicora found Shu to be cruel and unforgiving and only thinking of herself in the aftermath. He was disgusted by her actions and realized who she really was, leading him to decide he would never be with her. He finds her attitude annoying and cites it as another reason for him calling things off with her. He openly challenges her, such as when she demands things. Shu, in turn, demonstrates clearly hostility towards Nicora. She even physically assaults him at one point. Nicora's current strong attraction to Rain and Shi is in direct contrast to his feelings for Shu. He finds Rain and Shi beautiful and is very turned on by her fighting skills. However, he purposely avoids Rain and Shi in times because he fears Shu's reaction and doesn't want to see Rain and Shi hurt in confrontation with Shu. Taiware suspects that Shu's meanness towards Rain and Shi stems from her lingering feelings for Nicora, and Rain and Shi drawing him away and his attention too. His boys. Thorn, loyal childhood friend, the first to assume the role of Nicora's guards. Fern, loyal childhood friend, a bit clumsy and slow-witted, but also a guard to Nicora. Regum, Thorn's younger brother, the best Nicora's boys with the bow. Chum, the youngest and last to join. Chum has a body malformity that the others within the community look down upon, but not Nicora. Not ever. Scoldum and Rill. They're twins, slightly younger than Regum, and they train to guard Nicora and perform guard watching duties. Felix and Hai. They're brothers of the same age as Thorn and mostly perform guard watching duties. Nicora begins to feel betrayed by both Felix and Hai because they tend to hang around with Tarnus's girls. I look forward. Currently in Winter's Grasp, Nicora will play a pivotal part in the upcoming books. How will his training to become leader of the Watcher people aid in his efforts to help the great city to victory in the wars to come? Will he return home to remove Targus' leader? Or will he remain to be with Rain and Shi? Be sure to subscribe and set the notifications on. Next time, we'll spend some time getting to know Yonan Bo, the main character of the story. I'll share insights and details into his life, what it's like before the books, as well as secrets revealed in the books, while exploring the ways in which the Moonbow Warrior prophecy relates to Yonan Bo's fate. Yonan Bo is set to be the last of the series of the key character deep dives that I'll be doing, after which I plan on diving into the leaders of the past that Yonan Bo sees in Book 3, A Seer's Past. But I'm open to ideas. Leave a comment below. Let me know if there's something else you want to see next in between that. There's plenty to explore. I would love to hear what you are interested in. Please like the video and subscribe. And thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.